Hey everybody, this is Jason from the Rogue Banshee, and thank you for joining Team Banshee today as we talk about muzzle devices. What are they, and which ones do you choose? Now on the bench here, I have 4 muzzle devices for an AR, and these are from my friends over at Bowden Tactical. I really like Bowden Tactical's gear because, well, it's made here in the US. Now the first one I'm going to talk about is the flash hider. Just about every AR has a flash hider on it. But what does it do? It's really designed to take that muzzle blast and redirect it out. So that way, if you're in a low light condition, you don't have that big muzzle blast coming out of the barrel. That makes it a little easier for the shooter in low light conditions. The problem with the flash hider is that in some states they're banned. Plus they have limited use. All they do is redirect that flash. Some manufacturers have changed up the flash hider. Like this one from Bowden, they put in these holes here, and that redirects the gases up and out, and it gives you a little bit of control over that muzzle climb as you're shooting. Now it's hard to do video of a flash hider during the daytime, but I'm going to throw some video up here to show you that what these things are doing is actually redirecting out the gases, which also redirects the flash as well. Now next up on the bench is the linear comp. The linear comp does multiple things. Number one, it gives you compensation or braking. By having the gases coming up and hitting up against this flat surface, it gives you some braking, and what that means is it gives you a little bit of reduced recoil. While the nozzles here redirect those gases, so that way it also breaks up the flash signature. While the center hole is obviously for the bullet to pass through, but it also allows a bunch of gases through as well. The nice thing about that linear comp is if you're in a state that limits flash suppressors, sometimes linear comps are allowed. So therefore you can still put something on the end of your barrel. Check your local laws because this might be the solution if you're in one of those restricted states. Plus, it gives you a little bit of braking, so why not have something that does double duty? Now the flash redirect cam. This is a very simple device. It's designed to take all the flash and all the gases and all the sound and send it forward and send it just downrange. Because it's sending everything downrange, it helps you out a little bit with your hearing. Now this provides no braking. It's purely just to send everything downrange. Now the final muzzle device we're going to go through is the muzzle brake. Muzzle brakes are designed to take those gases and then redirect them. Now you can see on this muzzle brake it also has some holes in the top, so that way it redirects some gases up. That way it helps you with that muzzle climb and keep that muzzle down. This gives you the most amount of reduced recoil, but it does come at a cost. The gun is a lot more louder, or at least perceived louder, at the shooter, plus the shooters next to you. If you're in an indoor range, you're going to make people really mad by shooting a comp. Plus sometimes when you take rifle classes, if you have a comp on it, they'll make you take it off just because the people next to you are getting their ears blown out by your rifle. Like the linear comp, on states that do restrict what you can put on the end of your barrel, sometimes you're allowed to put a brake, but definitely check your laws out. Now with all these choices, which one do you choose? Well, it depends. Number one, what are you allowed to put on the end of your rifle? Here in Montana, I can put anything I want on the end of my rifle. I'm not restricted. And since I shoot outdoors, I typically go with a brake. That way I get the most amount of enjoyment out of my shooting. I just make sure I have better hearing protection. If you're not really worried about braking, a flash redirect cam is really nice because it just sends everything downrange and it makes a more enjoyable time shooting because of the reduced noise. Now with the flash hider or the linear comp, typically I go with a flash hider just because it's traditional, but linear comps are starting to grow on me because not only do I get a little bit of compensation, I also get that reduced flash signature. So there you have it. 4 choices. You just need to make a decision on what works best for you. If you're watching on YouTube, click that right there. That's about 4 grips on ARs. Thanks for watching. Hope you're staying safe out there and look forward to seeing you again soon.